Well, good morning. Um, Sorry, I've got this piece of dirt on my phone. Um, Today is Sunday, I do believe. And I started off the morning here working on this CPU fan that's on my um, main computer here. It's supposed to be an entertainment computer, but it ended up becoming my main computer when my main computer crashed. Um, and you can't really see it that much, but I pulled out um, globs and globs of dirt and hair, and I still could spend quite some time cleaning this thing. But this is what happens when you take a. It originally was called the Mini Abyss Project, and my whole computer, everything, was immersed in mineral oil. And when I moved, I had to take it out of there, and then it just became my main computer. So I never really put it back into the mineral oil. So now, I mean, computers gather dust pretty easily, anyways, especially if they're not in an enclosed case with positive pressure. Um, so then you add on top of it a layer of sticky mineral oil, and you get this just gooey glob of dirt that's become like a gel all over thing. And so I really need to spend some time cleaning this computer at some point in time. But my fan was starting to make a horrendous noise, and I didn't want to lose the fan. So I'm going to clean it to see if that fixes it, and if not, then I have to buy another fan. Um, but yeah, I'm really not looking forward to cleaning the whole thing. At some point in time, I want to put it into a case or put it back into the Mini Abyss. Um, I don't know. I haven't decided on that one yet, but I would have to detail clean it before putting it back in there because that stuff just would really look disgusting in the mineral oil. But I am gonna try to go for a walk today. The weather's been kind of shitty or crappy, sorry, for the last few days and hasn't been very fun outside. But so I'm gonna try to go for my walk and see if I can finish. So I'm gonna plug this fan in. Like I said, I could still spend some time cleaning this poor thing, but I'm just trying to make it so that it continues to work, and I need to do a detailed clean of my whole computer, um, which I guess I probably should start thinking about doing it because I'm looking at it now and it looks really disgusting. But let's see if this works. So there is the Mini Abyss build outside of the fish tank with the mineral oil, and it's a fan I just cleaned. I needed to clean off all the um, thermal paste and all that stuff, but I'm just testing to see, if it's a fan or if it was some gunk that was in there. And now that the fan is cleared, it's still humming a lot louder than it ever did. So I think I'm gonna have to order another fan, but at least it doesn't sound as bad as it did. And here's what I'm talking about with the, it needing cleaning, because there's literally a film of mineral oil on all that. That's just collecting all the dust and the hair from my cats and stuff, and it's out in the open. It's not in a positive pressure case or anything like that. So yeah, at least the fan is semi-clean, just making a humming noise that I'm not too thrilled about, so probably order another one of those. Well, um, it's the end to another lazy weekend. Um, Went out for my walk, and then when I was on my walk, I started to think of this really cool idea for a way to advertise my prototyping, because I do prototyping in custom electronics. So I decided I was going to put together a sign on the back of my car that is I don't know if some of you've probably heard of this, some of you haven't, but it's called Electroluminescent and it's usually called EL wire. So I was looking to see how to do that. I've done some research on it. I've messed with the wire itself, and I've had some panels, but I've always been, I know how it works in a way, and so I was wanting to learn a little bit more about doing it without using small panels, because they always give you pretty small panels. And I found out why when I was researching everything, because it is very, it's not, there's some components that are very expensive, and there's others that are pretty readily available, but the different layers in it can definitely add expense for the larger you get. Small amounts like the EL wires, the panels and stuff like that, you're not going to have a huge expense, but it's a little bit on the expensive side. Not horribly, but so I was looking through of how to do it, and do it without using the small panels, and building your own different colored panel and stuff like that. For the advertising, because I was wanting to do logos and different interactive type stuff in my sign. And it's almost cheaper just to use the panels and like cut each one up. Because in order to do it without using the panels, you have to buy a phosphor and a phosphorus ink. And then a dielectric ink, and then a conductive silver ink, or a silver ink, and an ITO, which is the clear top coating that goes over it. And the ITO that I got, it was about $10 for a square foot, and the silver powder, or the silver ink's not very cheap, but I think the thing that would actually get me is the minimum order for one of the places that I could find for the phosphorus ink. And this place has 3 different colors, and you have to order 100-gram containers, and they're $100 a piece, and their minimum order is 6 of them. So you can get 3 colors. You can get the dielectric or the insulating stuff, and then you have to get the screen print materials, to do a screen print on the sign. I'm doing a lot with my hands, I'm sorry. And then you've got to put it into a protective UV layer on top of all the electronics that has to go in the back. So, thinking of all that, for my, just a quick sign on the back of my car to advertise my prototyping, I can't see going through all that just for that. If I was doing it enough, and I was putting enough, doing several signs, or doing them in different ways and stuff like that, I could see going through the expense of all that. But for one project, I could go and buy several panels and design something using the panels, and then just go from there, and then if maybe now that I've got kind of the suppliers, and I know where to go for stuff like that, and I've already had to research the ITO because that was part of another project. If it gets to the point where I'm doing enough signs like that, or enough custom stuff like that, I can see doing the expense. But yeah, right now getting the screen printing stuff, which probably isn't that expensive, but getting the the screen printing, the minimum order for the ITO colors, or not the ITO, the phosphorus inks, which I don't know how well they store. So if that's not something I'm going to use a lot, I don't want $600 sitting on the shelf for a small project. So I'd have to be going through the ink really quickly. So yeah, I think just buying some of the panels and kind of customizing it that way probably be the best idea. Wow, I just kind of randomly talked about that for about 7 minutes. Alright, well, I am going to go get my evening glass of milk and go to sleep. I will see you all on Monday. Yay, Monday!